I'm in the city I'm supposed to be in. I dreamed about this. I prayed for this. I'm in that city. Oh, dear God. You must have provided that way. You must have. That must be you. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Leader, if you're watching this video today, you've come to a point in your life where you got to make a decision. And the difficult part about this decision, my leader, is that you have options. And the difficult thing about these options is that one of them is closer connected to your heart and your true desire to live right. And the other decision is predicated on pleasure. It's a very fleshly desire that feels close to home. But it's a desire that would never truly fulfill your heart's desires. My leaders, this is the season of decision making. If you're just joining this platform, you are now tuning in to Jaja's Mic, home of the world's toughest leaders. It's a pleasure to have you. You just joined a community of individuals running through brick walls, people facing problems and struggles, trials and tribulations, but choosing not to stay in that dark place. Folks that are battling with depression, some who have escaped suicidal thoughts, individuals chasing dreams and passions, living, breathing, walking every day in the most transparent part of themselves, who God has called them to be. If you join this community, you're a leader, you're supposed to be here. Today, let's make that decision. My leaders, New York was phenomenal. New York was great. New York was fantastic. I'm in my new home, new city. And before I tell you this city, some of you already know, New York was great. A 3-day vacation, which turned into 3 months. 3 months of living in the heart, Harlem, New York City, with everything getting funded. Donations coming out of nowhere that I never asked for. All because of this platform right here. You all, YouTube. Me being honest and transparent about my struggle, my trials, and my tribulations, my battle with lust, my battle with fear, my battle with anxiety, my suffering with paying rent, no food. You name it, I spoke about it here on this platform. Met so many phenomenal human beings, so many incredible individuals who I'm still close to this day. You know who you are. And a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing that I learned in New York was pride and humility, another video that I'll be doing. But today was also the third thing I learned versus pride and humility was decision making. The importance in decision making, making that commitment to decide. In this season, my leaders, if you're watching this today, you have been battling with a particular decision. I don't know what it is, but you know what it is as I'm speaking about it. There's a decision that you need to make. And the reason I stress this is because I got to a situation and I got to a point, come on, Spirit, speak. I got to a point where I could have still been in New York City. Even at my lowest date, where there was 14 cents in one bank account and 15 cents in another, me being at the lowest place I've ever been in my life financially, still called to motivate, inspire, and feed the homeless, I was at a point of no return. And I had a decision to make. And upon this decision, a few options came about, with the angel on my right and the devil on my left. And I'm stuck in a situation where I gotta choose. I gotta choose between asking for help, something I'm too prideful to do. I've always been too prideful to ask for help. And not just any help, help in a loving manner. Help through the people that actually care about me, that actually love me, my family. My pride would always tell me I'd rather go homeless than to receive that help. Help that I know is there. Help that I'm blessed with. Part of me was like, go there. It's 3 months in, you've reached that point of no return. Finally make the decision and put your pride down. Go ask for help. But you see, my leaders during this time, and you notice my leader who was on the verge of making a decision, there's another decision to the left. There's another one over there. And it looks beautiful. It's actually packaged right, and it's actually on time. It must be from God. Hear that again, it must be from God. My ladies and gentlemen, this decision to the left, it provides you with everything you need. It provides you with your desires. I don't gotta make that choice. The hard decision, right? This one's a little easy. Matter of fact, if I make this decision, nobody will ever know where this came from. Where the money came from, where the blessing came from, where the growth came from, where the opportunity came from. My ladies and gentlemen, if I make this decision to my left, I'll still be able to maintain this New York trip. Because I told the world I was gonna make it here. My pride still gets satisfied. My ego gets a pat on the back. Why would I go towards humility and humiliation when I'm facing something that can provide the fuel to this divine destination? My leaders, you have a decision to make. And there's one decision in your life this season that nobody's talking about, that only you know about, that's not of God. But it tips the odds and it'll do the job. You're tempted to make this decision. My leaders, I was tempted. When I was 14 cents in one bank account, 15 cents in the other, I was tempted to go out and reach out to this individual. Special individual that could have provided me with the funds to be in New York. But see, this decision came with symptoms. This decision came with a contract. A contract to my soul. A contract to my dignity, a contract to my identity, a contract to my integrity. This decision came with a contract. One that you needed to look behind the face value, the external allure of the pull. This contract came with something way deeper that would have only been experienced after the contract was signed. My leaders, I still wanted this decision. Why, you ask? Because my leaders, everything I ever talked about. I'm in the city I'm supposed to be in. I dreamed about this. I prayed for this. I'm in that city. Oh, dear God. You must have provided that way. You must have. That must be you. This place of humility that you're trying to pull me in, that the decision to the right, God, no. It's not what I want. It's not, nothing like, it don't look like how I want it to look, God. It can't be the decision I'm supposed to make. It cannot be the decision I'm supposed to make. And you know what's so scary about that right decision that humbles you? As I was contemplating on receiving help from the correct place, something in my heart was at peace, and I couldn't describe it. For the first time, something in my spirit was at peace with the decision to the right. And as if the angels were wrapping their arm around this, even though the decision was gonna mean a setback. Even though the decision was going to look like a temporary failure, it was the right decision. And my leaders are so crazy because in my devotionals that I've been doing lately, it talked about the circumstances of restrictions that God often places us in, and how we're not supposed to look at these restrictions as rebuke, but as the blessing that's going to restrict you and place you in the correct place that you're supposed to be, that continues to align with your purpose, that leads you towards your destiny. And the very fact that we want a lot of these things that we want now, we're still stumping the growth that we need to experience to get to where we need to go. My leaders, I wanted the decision to the left. But the Spirit was saying, Jaja, make the decision to the right. This is the one. And to add more context, I want to connect this with a verse. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 32. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Let's talk about this outside of a monetary gain. The prosperity of fools shall destroy them. My leaders, in order for me to go towards this greed and this desire, my gain would have came from a foolish place. And amongst coming from this foolish place would have came the foolishry of weight on the shoulder that never needed to be there. My leaders, there's a decision you're gonna make that's going to put extra added weight that you don't need in your life this season. And although you got the thing that you actually desire, you're being slowed down. My leaders, decide today not to be slowed down. It looks good. Yeah. It feels right. Yeah. It satisfies a craving. Yeah. But have you ever thought about this? What is that really gonna do for you in the long run? Who did you have to step on just to get that result? Who did you have to constantly depend on other than God to continue to live that lifestyle? Who are you dependent on in this decision to the left? My leaders, the decision you need to make needs to sit well in your heart. Not well in your mind, in your heart. The numbers can add up. It can make sense for the moment when you write it down on a piece of paper. All of these could make sense in the physical realm, but still not be the correct decision. My leader, this is very important because I believe that if you're watching this video today, the next 6 months to a year is going to be predicated on these next few decisions that you make. And it's very important that you get this. It's very important that you get this. You have help in your life. You have people who are willing to help you. If you can set your pride down and reach out. There's some folks who truly want to help you right now in this season. You don't have to go towards these quick schemes. You don't have to do that. You don't have to forsake your integrity and your dignity. Asking for the correct help has nothing to do with devaluing your integrity and your dignity. You still have a sense of respect because the right decision doesn't come with the weight over the shoulder. It doesn't keep you with a heavy heart. My leaders, if you're watching this today, there's a decision that you need to make. It's that decision season. My leaders, New York was phenomenal. And it's funny, on my vision board, I always put a New York trip. It was always a trip. Never knew when I was going to come back. But I knew maybe it was going to be a year. Maybe it was going to be 2. But I got stumped at 3 months. 3 months in New York. And I have another video on my full experience coming, recap. Stay tuned to this platform. But I just want to say I'm in the city right now of Austin, Texas. I always kept saying Austin was going to be my home. But what I'm recognizing as I'm here is the lessons from my decision to go to New York. The energy, the way of moving and maneuvering has still followed here. And what I recognize is for God to bless you, regardless of your decision, God is going to be with you. And although this message is a sense of pressure in a sense, God is going to be with you, whether you make the correct decision or you make the proper decision. But how much so can you save yourself some trouble and trial and tribulations if you choose today to make the decision of the heart? You know which one I'm talking about. This message today is about the correct decision, my leader. Don't fall into the devices of the flesh in the moment. An incredible woman by the name of Princess told me something very special, something incredibly unique. And it was predicated on God's timing. And how when we feel restricted, you know, we're operating on man's time. God does not operate on this linear time frame that we operate on, right? So when you're receiving those blessings that come in particular seasons, this is where you have to recognize it was right on time, right? So sometimes it's 10 years from now, 15. Some of y'all are gonna receive these blessings in 6 months from now, right? Within a year. It's to understand at this moment, regardless of the decision, feeling like it's gonna be put on a back hold, right? You need to understand that right now, in this moment, making this decision is not going to postpone a date that's never going to come. It's about deciding that patience in this season is way more valuable than instant gratification. The need to please pride. The need to please pride. The reason I got to 15 cents in my bank account a few hours away from being homeless was because of my pride. I did not want help. What type of help? Get out of my face with the help. Matter of fact, many people wanted to provide help my way. I turned every single last one of them down because I wanted to do it my way. My leaders, make a decision today.
God helps those who help themselves.
God helps those who help themselves. Come on.
I'm on with it.
Come on. Say it again.
God helps those
Who
who
help?
help themselves.
What you know about that?
I'm homeless.
Yeah.
And my Heavenly Father, by the grace of God, I am blessed with another day of life.
Come on.
God is good every day. Not just yesterday, not just tomorrow. Every day.
Come on.
He's a merciful Father. Yes, He is.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I can see it in you. Strength, power. You've been through stuff, but you still every single day choose.
They took a lot from my people.
Yeah.